believe, and you do too.
Would you like to know who my coordinators are?
Well, no, we'll get to that in a moment. I firmly believe, and you do too, that not being able to handle the interview is what cost Dan Mullen his job. Not being good in the press conference room is what cost Dan Mullen his job. And Urban Meyer's just lack of give a damn about interviews or whether he joined the team back after a loss, instead going to his restaurant. His whole lackadaisical attitude about the professional game is what cost him his job. I firmly believe that.
Well, I really believe as a head football coach, the underlying thing that you have to be in the public setting is calm. Right? When you look at coaches that panic, they're the ones that get fired. Right? No matter what happens, you have to stay on an even keel. You could show a little emotion in the locker room, but that's it. Right? And then you keep everything else out. If Hard Knocks comes and knocks on my door after I get announced as the head football coach of the Jags on Friday afternoon, you say no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Year 3 maybe,
and
but
then,
not year 1 or 2.
No. Do you ever see Bill Belichick on there? No.
No, of course not.
Absolutely not. And then I don't have any cameras of any kind. So I make sure, but I do every interview that's requested of me because you have to have the media on your side, right? If it's good or bad information, it doesn't matter. You always are polite and respectful to the media. And then you treat them like kings because if the media is on your side, you will always be protected when you do get fired. And they're the ones who are going to control what your long-term resume looks like. That's how coaches get rehired because the media loves them.
Okay.
So when Frank Frangie goes off on me on the radio, I'm going to call up and say, Frank, you and I have known each other a very long time. I really respect your opinion. I took that criticism, and it's something I'm going to look at. First of all, Frank Frangie is now a fan of mine for life.
Right.
Right? And it's very easy to deal with. The Dan Hickens of the world, the Sams. I can turn them over to my side.
By the way,
I can turn them over to my side in a minute.
By the way, Dan Hicken, to turn him to your side, it doesn't take much. Good glass of bourbon. Tell him how great he's been on Channel 12 News the entire time he's there, and never point out that Donna Deegan used to be Donna Hicken. Never point that out, and you got Dan Hicken in your pocket. Got him in your pocket.
Well, he invited me over for Thanksgiving when they were still the Hicken. So,
before the weekend weather guy got in the way.
Yeah, and I was working at Channel 17 at the time.
Right off Belfort Road. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, he said, "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Well, I have to work, but I'm not." And then because I was living in St. Augustine, and I had to work Thanksgiving Day, and he goes, "Why don't you come over?" I was like, "Oh, really?" Yeah. So I had Thanksgiving with the Hickens
when it was still Donna and Dan before Donna married
the
weekend
awesome.
The weekend surfer, bruh.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I remember when Tim Deegan became the weekend weather guy at Channel 12, and we were like, Spicoli has a job. How'd Spicoli get a weather job?
I will tell you, I didn't know him well, but it's crazy because at the time, Dan kind of liked him. He's like, yeah, he seems like a good dude. And
he was the weekend weather guy. He was Spicoli. He was good. Look, everybody loved him.
Yeah.
So
there's a little Jacksonville background.
Yeah, a little bit. And don't fault me that it's my hometown. I hate the place, believe me. So, but now the burning question, as you interview with Shad Khan for the job, and you've already picked your DC and OC. Where's so John Ivory's moving to Jacksonville? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, no, John Ivory's. I don't think he could take the pay cut.
Oh, that is a good point. That is a good point.
But I was going to have him as my social media and press guy. If there would be no one, because I'm a ride or die guy with John. I mean, he's the reason probably why I'm not moving forward with football games. But I'm a ride or die with John Ivory, and so he's on the staff. I just ask him what he wants to be. You know, you
Well,
want
you know what John
to be
Ivory's
happy.
going to tell you. I want Shad Khan's job and the money that comes with it.
Well, he also may want to be like, he's a talent scout too. So
He'd like
he may
Tony
want to run
Khan's.
my scouting department.
He'd like Tony Khan's job too because he gets to rub shoulders with professional wrestlers then. So yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd let John. John can do whatever John wants to do as long as he's not coaching players.
By the way, John's gonna do whatever John wants to do.
Correct. So you might as well give him the
Just
title.
embrace
with
it. Just embrace it.
Yeah, I definitely. If I'm in social media, I'm like, here, John. Here's my social media. Here's all the passwords. Go crazy.
Just go for it. Go for it. So it's not John Ivory. Who's your OC? Who's your OC?
Talking to my Brady Ackerman.
Oh, that's not a bad OC.
I'm all in with Brady. I think
OC.
Brady with Trevor.
Plus the Jacksonville ties Brady brings. Oh,
correct. Oh yeah. Oh no, there's a local kid comes home.
He can help you win. He can help you win with the press as well. Everybody loves Brady in Jacksonville.
No.
Everybody loved Brady. Everybody loved Brady in Jacksonville except David Lamb.
My OC and all of my coaching staff, just like Belichick, you do not talk to the media, on the record or off the record. The only thing that will get you fired is if you talk to the media. I've got to control the narrative. Me and John Ivory are controlling the narrative. And by the way, that's another thing that gets coaches fired. When your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator start chirping and going to the media, you're done.
Unless
cannot happen.
Unless your name's Mike Ditka, because Buddy Ryan did it, but Buddy Ryan didn't listen to Mike Ditka either, so it didn't matter. And Mike Ditka didn't do anything with the defense. Buddy Ryan left the offense to Mike Ditka. Chicago Bears, for all intents and purposes, had two head coaches, and they may be, even though the Miami Dolphins beat them that one night, they may be the best team ever to have taken the field in an NFL game.
Couple of carve-outs for that. One, Ditka was already a Super Bowl champion, right? I'm coming in. I have no NFL resume.
None.
You'd be shocked to know this, but there's a large portion of this country that has no idea who I am.
What? Stop.
I'm just saying.
That seems
I'm
foreign
kind
to
of
me.
a big deal, but I'm not that big of a deal.
Keep it classy, Ocala. Keep it classy.
Yeah. And again, that's got to be the key. They are not allowed to talk to them.
So you got Brady Ackerman on the OC. Who's the DC?
Yeah. Farmer. I'm going all Ocala. I'm going with guys I know.
Look, Edwin's a good choice. Edwin's if it comes to Edwin picking his staff, I'm in. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm going to have veto.
Right now, you're having phone issues.
That's because of where I'm at. But
there you are. There you are. Okay.
So that's my staff. I let them choose their own coordinators. There's everybody under them. I'm a manager who likes to delegate.
Okay, wait. I have to ask
special teams.
Who's special team coordinator?
Debate.
Still under debate? You know who's a good special team coach? You know who's a good special teams coach? Urban Meyer. There you go. You can hire Urban Meyer as your special teams coordinator.
There's no chance.
Ron Zook is very good special teams coordinator.
Actually, I do like Ron. I do, but he's been out of the game a while.
So.
No, I want somebody, and the other thing is, as a new coach, the worst thing you can do is have somebody on your staff who's been an NFL coach.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want that.
Here's the burning question. Here's the burning question.
Sure.
When do you enact the rule that all coaching on the coaching staff, you're letting your OC and DC pick their staffs? I like that. That's stand up. But when do you implement this rule that the coaches have to enforce? None of the staff they hire are allowed to remove their shirts at any time during practice or a game.
Well, Chris Dorrington is no longer on the staff. I mean,
Brady couldn't hire him. There's no way Brady could hire him.
Right. Yeah, I think we're going to look good. Dress code will be a mandatory thing.
Shirts are required at all. Shirts are required at all times.
I don't think I even need to say that, do I?
Well, if Doring's on the staff, you need to.
Well, I have veto power, and my history with Chris Doring means he's not on the staff.
He'll show up at the celebrity golf tournament, though. There's nothing you can do about it. We got to take a break.
I just cut him again. No, by the way, I would cut him again from the Jags.
Well, there you go. We got to take a break. When we come back, more with Galen Unal, the man that looked like the heir apparent to Urban Meyer's job in Jacksonville. We'll be right back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
It is a Thursday morning here in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida, as the sun starts coming through the fog. Galen Unal from Life South joins us. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Just Shipped in Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, this weekend, it is the father and son. Oh, no, now we're woke. It's not the father and son anymore because daughters are playing in it.
This is unbelievable.
PNC Championship. It's the PNC Championship now, not the father-son. Going off at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Resort in Orlando. And usually it's an okay tournament to watch. You know, if you got nothing else to do, it's not that bad of a. John Daly and his son play usually pretty well. But the reason it's a big deal this year, since the automobile accident with the fractured leg, and was he drunk? Was he speeding? Was he trying to kill himself? You know, all the speculation that happened with Tiger Woods after the automobile accident last year. This is the first time he's teeing it up in a sanctioned tournament. I think it's much to do about nothing, but it's playing all over the news circuit. Am I right, or is the news circuit right? Is it much to do about nothing, or is it Tiger Woods, so it's always a story?
You know what's going to be interesting is, Tiger's son is playing from, like, the Super Junior tees.
Yeah, and he carried Tiger last year. Why not this year?
He hits it like 225.
Yeah, he hits it 225, 230. And he's playing
and
from
he's
where
like
some
9.
of the par. I think he's 10 now.
Is he?
Yeah,
anyway, they have a chance because Tiger's not going to hit a single drive.
Yeah, he's hitting at 225, 230. And one of the par fives from where he's playing the junior tees, one of the par fives is 340 yards.
Right. So, it's do they have a chance of winning? I guess. I mean, I don't know, but it just goes to show you how important Tiger is to golf.
100%.
And let's be clear, Ben Hogan's return from that near-fatal car accident, you could argue is one of the greatest comebacks in sports history.
Not argue, it is the greatest comeback in sports history.
You could
The
argue.
man had a crushed pelvis. He had a crushed ankle.
Yeah.
His leg was broke. He almost died. And this was in the 1940s when dying was a much larger option than living after a wreck like that in 1940. Not only did he live after it, he came back and won a U.S. Open.
Yeah, if Tiger were to come back and win a major, it would be
Ben
close
Hogan-esque.
to that. He's just older than Ben was. Again, and the field's a lot more competitive.
But
now
Tiger didn't lean across to protect his wife from dying like Ben Hogan did.
No, I agree. Yeah, there's yes. Yes, as I said, great comeback. There's been some good ones, but yeah, it's hard to beat that.
You're right.
Now
The
I'm
only
trying to
person,
beat
you're
that one.
right though. Competition-wise, he had to get in good enough health to beat Byron Nelson. By the way, Byron Nelson not a slouch. That was tough to do, but that's the only person he had to beat. Tiger, if he comes back, would have to beat a field of 125 guys every week because on the PGA Tour now, that's different from Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, and the rest of the field. Now it's any guy that tees it up on a weekend has the ability to win on that weekend.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, now I'm thinking. Nicky Lauda, you probably don't know him from Formula One. He had burns throughout his entire body and still finished to win that season championship, which is one of the great of all time. Yeah. Lance Armstrong came back from cancer.
cheated his way right through it. Cheated his way right through it.
Well, and I would like Lance Armstrong more if he cheated, right? I don't know if that bothers me, but the fact that he destroyed so many lives.
It just came out. What was the guy? The other guy that was his teammate, and he just skewered him and
his best friend.
Right, his best friend. I forget the guy's name. Yeah, but I forget. There was the one guy though that he just was his best friend. They traveled together. They actually did the blood transfusions on each other. And then Lance Armstrong threw him under the bus about being a cheater and he's not good for the sport and everything.
Tyler Hamilton was there. Floyd Landis, of course.
That's it. That's who it was. That's who it was. Landis.
Well, Landis won before him, right?
Right, but him and Landis were buddies, and he threw Landis under the bus. Like he threw Landis under the bus when Landis got caught. Armstrong threw him under the bus about how you knew it would happen. This guy was nobody, and then he won, so he had to be doing it that way and all. And it come to find out when Armstrong came out about Armstrong, him and Landis were doing the blood transfusions to each other.
But the probably what's his name? Hincapie. George Hincapie was his best friend, and he's the one who ultimately was the nail in the coffin.
Right, but you know what?
He's the guy you were talking about.
Who was the
George
first?
Landis was racing, was almost retired when.
Who was the first?
Came on.
Who was the first non-European to win the Tour de France in 83 years when he won it?
Landis.
Greg LeMond.
Oh, Greg LeMond, that's right.
And he didn't cheat. See, LeMond didn't cheat.
Correct.
Or at least he didn't get caught. Or at least he didn't get caught.
They're pretty sure he did, but that's okay.
Well, it's kind of like they're pretty sure Hulk Hogan did steroids, but they never could prove it in court.
I've seen that picture that they have of him that he went to court over. I'm pretty sure he cheated. He took steroids.
Look, I'm pretty sure they all did in the 80s in wrestling. Let's just be honest. And by the way, I'm not going to throw stones at steroid use. Let's be honest.
No, but who did he hurt? Who did
Not
Hogan
a soul.
hurt?
Not a soul.
Yeah. I mean, he's it's wrestling. Don't you want the guys?
You're supposed to look like Adonis.
Natural?
You're supposed to look like Atlas or Adonis.
But my problem with Lance Armstrong is he hurt lots and lots of people.
He destroyed the sport. He made the sport where he turned off the novice fan that would put it on and watch it when it was just a Tour de France.
Well,
they weren't cycling fans, but they would watch the Tour de France. They don't watch it anymore.
Well, he created the fans, right? To Lance's
the American
credit,
fan, he certainly did.
Everything is strong now because of Lance Armstrong, right? The whole yellow band, he made it famous.
Yeah.
It's now infamous.
Well, every time you see somebody with a rubber band, every time you see somebody with one of those rubber wristbands on, you immediately think Lance Armstrong did that first.
Absolutely. And he created cycling in America for the most part. He
Yeah.
made it a household
Up until
thing.
Lance Armstrong, I thought the coolest cycling races were the velodromes in the Olympics where they stop and they balance. It still is. You're right. They're on a roller derby floor. They're on a roller derby floor on a 10-speed. You can't. That's gold, Jerry. Gold.
I told you I went to one in San Diego. It's so much. It was like, this is odd. But again, I don't. I think that's why I can't watch cycling now. He ruined the sport for me. Because then 60 Minutes, I don't know if you ever saw the 60 Minutes special.
I did.
Where they found the magnets inside the hubs. And then they also investigated and found engines actually inside the spokes of the hub of the wheel.
On the hub of the back wheel, they found little quarter horsepower engines and stuff. Yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing? And therefore, and it's just because so much money got into it. But money ruins everything. I mean, you
and that's what I didn't understand. It was a money sport, and the number one team in that sport, we got to go to break, but the number one team in that sport for so long was U.S. Postal Service, a business that is a bankrupt business that can't even make a profit, but they can spend millions and millions on a damn bicycle team. That's a whole different subject, but we're not going to get into that right now.
There's still a lawsuit pending against Lance Armstrong on that. They're trying to get all their money back.
They're trying to get up. Yeah, good luck with that. We got to take a break. We come back more with Galen
$5 million they got.
More with Galen the alleged new head football coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll be right back.
Not alleged. I'm allowed to talk about it.
We'll be back after this timeout on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday denounced her hometown San Francisco's rampant smash and grab looting as absolutely outrageous.
It's absolutely outrageous. Obviously, it cannot continue.
Pelosi stopped short of endorsing San Francisco Mayor Breed's plan to increase policing and review zero-bail policies to fight lawlessness. Dale Ho, President Biden's judicial nominee for the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, claims in 2018 that the Electoral College is anti-democratic.
Obviously, lots of practices that are anti-democratic, that entrench in some ways minority rule in this country, and I'm talking about things like, the Senate, the Electoral College, and the maldistribution of political power that results from those institutions.
Thanks for listening. It is well appreciated. We are USA Radio News.
If you feel America is facing more dangers than ever, you're right. An increasing number of things are falling apart daily. That's why you need to prepare for more of the unexpected, and that includes food shortages. When people panic, grocery stores run out of food fast. Would you survive without food for days, weeks, even months? The smart folks are buying emergency food now.